What's up, cyberspace cadets? I said, what's up, cyberspace cadets? It's IRATE prostate. It's Sunday. You know what that means. It's ice cream Sunday. And the reason I call it ice cream is because most people see ice cream as a treat. And to me, a treat is meeting and talking with somebody that I'm interested in and want to know more about. And today's guest is no exception to that. I crossed paths with her, like I was as a spectator on the Lords of the Night one night, and then you did something else with Scribe, didn't you? I'm not sure. Anyway, but I said, man, I gotta say, and then I asked if she'd do the show, and she said, sure, yeah.
Yeah, I Scribe had me on. It was awesome. Got a little dark, but
well, you know, hey man, we're living in fun times right now. Fun times.
Yep.
And so the basis of the show is that I've got some questions, and we just sit here and I ask you some questions, and then you know, we take it wherever we want to. All right.
Sounds great.
And that's, you know, something I tell people is, you know, you can take it as deep or as you know, anywhere you want to, right?
Awesome.
That's right. It's all about your comfort level, because you're my guest. You're doing me a big favor, and I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Dig my peeps, and hopefully you can join the IRATE prostate fam, because those cyberspace cadets out there are something else. They're awesome. Hey, Vanilla Bear. Oh my gosh. Oh, I need to talk to you, honey.
Vanilla Bear? Oh, we do.
Yeah, it's IRATE Alex's wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, she fan. That's where I got my name from. Actually, the IRATE part is.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's kind of an homage to him, and then the other half was a troll thing. Anywho, but we're here to talk about you. So,
Okay.
oh, dude. And there's Six Deep with Piss and Chris. Chris, you look like the dude in the cabin in the woods. You look like the stoner dude that lives in that thing. All right.
Actually, so Piss is the one with the beard, and
right.
then the other one is Chris.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. Yeah, I thought about that dude, the stoner dude, who makes it through the whole thing. That's a great movie too. Anyhow,
it is.
Yeah, I'm into fun shit. All right, so so what we do is the questions will start at YouTube and kind of touch base on some stuff, and then we'll talk about a little bit about you and your life, and then when we're at the end of the questions. I've got plenty of questions. All right, if we run out of these, I got more. All right, so I'm loaded. But and we'll be back at YouTube when we're at the very end of this thing. And I always tell the chat that if you have any questions for Miss Blondie, just go ahead and jot them down during the show while we're talking, and then at the end pop them in. I'll before we get to the very end, I'll stop and we'll start taking questions. Okay.
Sounds great.
Is everybody good? All right. Buckle up. You're with IRATE prostate and bluntly blonde. I had to look at it for a second. It's really weird. So, all right. Well, I'm not going to ask you that yet. All right. I'm trying to all right. There we go. I have a wrench no state here. So, no,
so do I.
No gray people. No gray people. All right, cool. All right, so how long have you been around YouTube, and what was the main reason you decided to get on the other side of the screen? This is what I call it.
So I would say, and I tell people this all the time, I've been studying YouTube for about 5 years, right? So I kind of have a college degree in YouTube,
right?
As far as I'm concerned. However, I didn't join until about 2.5 years ago. And the first video I did was my walk away video. Hashtag walk away from the liberal party, from the leftist party. And so that was my very first toe in the water type of thing. And I had been watching, I guess, Elijah Schaefer a lot, you know, Flecka's talks. And I'm like, okay, these guys just go out to protest and they have a camera, they point, shoot, put it up on YouTube. And I was like, I could do that. So that's what I did.
Right, and I've actually consumed quite a bit of your content, and that's exactly what we've got here today. We've got content for the people in this chat, right?
Right.
So
right.
You know, it's like I'm not like reading a story or anything, or looking at a clip of something. You're a real person, and I want to know more about you. So
yeah,
you comfortable?
Absolutely. And I'm going to be doing more kind of personal content after this whole election fiasco is done.
Right.
Because, well, either way it goes, there's not going to be a ton of protests to be going to. So, yeah.
I totally get that. Okay. Yeah, I like that cough button. So how, all right, boom, boom. So all right. So the idea that, all right, so pretty much you're like just a person on the street that's just recording. You're like for history's sake, right?
Yeah. They would call us citizen journalists.
Okay, that's cool. So when you're out there, that's pretty much, is that all real you, or do you kind of ham it up, or do you
that's all just me. I might be a couple deep, but yeah. So I mean, I don't ham it up for anybody. In fact, I probably tone it down actually.
Right.
Yeah, I tone it down actually. Because IRL, I can get pretty spicy.
Well, I don't know how to respond to that. Anyway, so all right, this is the question that kind of kicks everything off, and I ask it for everybody. Is there a food from your childhood that you could not stand, but now as an adult you actually like it?
Wait, a show? Is that what you said?
A food.
Oh, a food. Oh, wow. I ate a ton of soup as a kid. I don't know why. I loved soup, but as I've gotten older, and I used to be a chef and a cook for about 10 years, so I've learned to love almost all food. I mean, you put it in front of me, I'll probably eat it.
Oh wow. Well,
yeah.
that's kind of cool. So it's like the person's palate. All right, we're going to the dog and cat room. So I don't know what the six and Piss and Chris and all them guys are going to think of the.
I think they like you already.
The background, yeah. All right, so on to my next page. I really got bad eyesight. I actually got cataracts, man. I got to get them cut out.
Oh man.
Yeah, they're getting bad too.
Not good.
Who is the most influential person from your childhood, would you say? And what kind of kid were you? What were you like as a little girl?
Oh, my father was my most influential person. And I was a fucking terrorist.
Oh, okay.
Apparently, I was a really good kid until I hit about 14. And then I found, different kinds of music and pot and drugs and boys and cussing and swearing like a sailor. So I went down probably a really bad hole, actually. Yeah, for a while.
Were you raised in a religious home?
So we were Christian, Yeah, and then once my parents moved away from their parents, they didn't make us go anymore. But as a young, like an adolescent, I was bullied really, really badly. So the only friends I had were in my youth group, and they had to be nice to me. We're Christians, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I joined youth group, and then I think it was somewhere in the summer of 8th grade where I was watching Daria a lot, and I just said, fuck it. Fuck trying to make all these people happy. I'm just gonna do me.
And
Yeah.
just kind of said, that you just broke away and said, man, I'm gonna be my own beast.
Exactly.
Right.
I was trying, I stopped trying to be part of the popular crowd.
Yeah, and I think that's, you know, I was talking to somebody about this the other night, but that's like what makes, I think, Americans kind of have this unique, I think it's that ability to just say, fuck it, I'll do this, I can do this.
Uh-huh.
Right, that kind of that self-confidence. There's
That independent spirit.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. We got deep last night, I guess, and that was a mistake.
Yeah.
So, what kind of kid were you in elementary school, middle school?
Well, like I said, so elementary school, I lived here in Phoenix, and then we moved in when I was in 5th grade, and that's when I started being bullied. Yeah.
What kind
and
of
it
school
didn't
was
help
it?
that my mom was a teacher.
Oh yeah.
It was just regular public school,
Right.
but my mom was a teacher, so automatically they didn't like me, and I was a new kid and all that stuff. So I tried in middle school to be friends with the popular girls and whatnot. That did not work. And also where I went to school, it was kind of a mixed bag. So you had the rich kids, and then you had the kids from the trailer park, right? So that was a mixture of redneck kids and Hispanic kids, and they did not like me. Apparently I rubbed some people the wrong way. Yeah.
What about when you went to high school, what was that like?
High school was a blast.
Were your grades
So,
before we get there, were your grades okay and everything? Were you
I barely graduated.
okay? All right, keep going.
Yeah. So my senior year, I actually went to the bad kids school. I got
alternative school.
Yep. I got caught up in a lot of stuff. My best girlfriend, she got caught with weed that I had given to her, and I guess it was because her little sister started doing what I was doing, which was selling caffeine pills, and she got caught at her middle school and then ratted us out. So we got pulled in, but like I said, my mom was a teacher, and at that point she was actually the principal of an elementary school, the one that I went to. And so they literally had my mom on speed dial. I got caught smoking. They never did find my acid, but that's because I was really good at hiding it. I ran with the bad kids crowd.
Okay.
I was a bad kid.
As a member of the YouTube community, I cannot advocate the use of illegal drugs, but in my case, it was fun. So
right. I mean, those days are far behind me. I think the statute of limitations is up. I can talk about it now.
Yeah, actually, I don't know. I thought about maybe doing mushrooms again. I'm old as fuck too, so I'm one of them people. All right.
I can't take drugs anymore. I feel like I'm gonna die. I smoke weed. I have a license to do it. But that's about it. I don't fuck with anything else because I literally think I will die.
I heard that. All right. So, what's your favorite holiday?
Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah, Halloween. I love dressing up. I could give a fuck about the candy or anything like that, but anytime that I have a chance to dress up, I absolutely love it. I'm not into cosplay or anything like that, but Halloween, that's my jam.
Yeah. You know,
it's also right around my birthday.
Yeah, you have an interesting look, and it hit me because every time I've seen you, I've got, who does she remind me of? And it's like you kind of got this Gwyneth Paltrow thing going on. That's what it is.
Yes, and I get that all the time, and I always say thank you because she's a good-looking woman, but I'm like, I am not as pretentious as she is.
Right. Well,
I also don't.
Yeah, I feel you on the Apple and all that shit. And
I also don't sell candles.
Vagina candle.
Smell in my vagina, yeah.
You know, man, having this green and all this stuff is really, I think, a really easy way to make a lot of money doing, with nothing. It's like pet rocks, right? Back in the day, those fidget spinners. Yeah, exactly. It's the political fidget spinners. Holy shit! Oh my god, I feel enlightened. Golly. All right, so using one word, how would you describe your family?
Dysfunctional.
What?
So dysfunctional.
Okay.
My parents are as normal as you can get, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just super normal people. Both of them had great careers. They're both retired now. But so I'm adopted, and so is my sister. We were both adopted as tiny little babies, like right when we came out. We could not be more different. And she actually lives up in Portland, and she uses lemons as deodorant. And she's the type that's like, we should go to counseling when she's in a 6-month relationship.
Wow.
She can't hold down a boyfriend. She's just a hot mess of a hippie. And I was a hippie back in the day too, but like at some point you grow up, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I have a family now. My own family, and she's still, I don't know, blowing in the wind somewhere. But we can't even talk politics, her and I. We can't even talk on the phone right now.
Really? So do you think you guys will ever patch things up?
I mean, fake it till you make it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she can't do that. She just can't. But I can. I can put on airs and be like, oh, how are you doing? And la-da-da, how's your dog? But she just can't. She's like, your kids need therapy, and it's a hot mess.
Let's see. Okay, so if you could go back in time and talk to little Blonde at the age of 8, what would you say to her?
Don't do drugs. And stop running with fast men, bad boys. But you know what? I also wouldn't do it all over again. I would do it all over again because it's made me who I am today, and it's made me super tough.
The path leads to right here, right now. Exactly.
Right.
I wouldn't change mine either.
And honestly, I think if I was more sheltered and I didn't do those things and I didn't run with the bad people, would I have the balls to walk up into Antifa and just start recording them? Probably not.
Probably not. You'd be too reserved, right?
Right. Yeah, I would have.
Well, so what was the craziest thing you did as a kid before you started messing with it?
I didn't do anything crazy. I mean, like we got to travel a lot. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been, I don't even know how many countries and most of the states, due to my dad's job. So that was pretty cool.
What's the coolest place you've been to? Would you say?
Probably Hawaii.
Oh wow.
But that wasn't until I was 19. And I kind of, this is so bad, but I ditched my mom and I made friends with the local transients, and I got lost in a rave in a cave in the middle of a jungle. I slept on a boat called the Maui Onion, hooked up with some dude. I slept on a beach. My mom had to call the Maui police on me because I was ready to just run away. Yeah. I've had a crazy life, dude.
It is. Oh man,
it's been a trip for sure.
All right, so moving on with the questions. So yeah, just describe the first time you played doctor in quotes.
Oh man, with my. Okay, wait. So, are you? Is this?
Do you remember like the exact moment that you realized that you were attracted to boys?
Well, I'm actually bisexual.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So I guess the question is that do you remember the moment you were aware of your sexuality as a sexual being? Right.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I was actually 5, and I got caught. Asking a boy to pull down his pants.
Oh wow! So you literally played doctor. Oh, you got caught, man.
Oh, I got caught.
Oh man, how'd that go?
And then, not well. His mom was babysitting me, and I don't think I ever went back to that house.
Right.
And then I had a cousin who's not actually my related cousin. Obviously, I'm adopted, but even with my family, not actually related. Mm-hmm. And she and I would play boyfriend and girlfriend, and I'd make out with her. Probably around the age of 7 or 8.
Okay. What about the first time you got shit-faced? Or fucked up?
Oh, okay. Yeah, so that would probably be the age of 15. And I was at a friend's birthday party. We ended up leaving and hanging out with some random dudes. I was stoned off my ass. It was the second time I smoked weed because the first time it didn't do shit. And I'm in the back of a truck with 3 other girls, and I'm laying down like just praying for my life because he's driving crazy. And we're drunk and everything like that. Yeah, that was probably the first time I got really shit-faced. Oh, actually, you know what? No, I take that back. I got grounded one time. And my parents were like, well, then you can't come to the baseball game. You have to stay home. And I was like, oh, no. I have to stay home by myself. And I was actually watching, what was it, Risky Business?
Right.
And they were making shots, and I was so mad at my parents, and I'm like, I'm gonna take shots. And I didn't know that you were supposed to mix vodka with stuff, so I just took 4 shots back to back and got wasted. And then I called my best friend, and I was like, I love this, and she's like, I'm afraid you're gonna become an alcoholic. Man, premonition. That was premonition on her part.
Right. Let's see. I'm looking at my questions here. Okay. Well, we'll cover that. Good. You're doing fantastic. Are you comfortable? You feeling good, man?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. All right. Good deal. All right. Cool. I'm having fun too.
Joshua says, just curious about people who don't seem bisexual, but they are. Yeah, no, I had a girlfriend for 3 years. I'm pretty far that way. Yeah. Never date a woman again.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, women are fucking crazy.
You know, it's really funny, man, because I know a lot of like female kind of MRA people.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just interesting to hear the attitudes. Just you know the classical. Sorry, that was my drink.
And I
here.
am MRA. Yeah,
right.
I am definitely. I am a men's rights advocate. Hardcore.
Right. Usually they say things like what you just said. But women are crazy. Just say it straight out. It's like good. At least, you know, we can come to a consensus on that. And I'm pouring it.
Right.
Oh, man. Sorry. I'm a little embarrassed, y'all. Because I don't know where my drink went to. Just drink it, huh? So.
So, yeah, I definitely, I became a men's rights advocate. I wouldn't say activist yet because I have not been an activist per se.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, when I met my husband and I saw the hell that his ex-wife was putting him through with the kids and whatnot. So, and then I watch a lot of MGTOW videos as well.
Right. What about music?
Kind of music?
Yeah, what are you into?
I like everything except for polka music and circus music.
Okay. Fair enough.
I like everything from techno to opera. I love country. I sing country music mostly and blues.
What's the first album you ever owned?
The first album, what?
The first album you ever owned, or you remember getting?
Ace of Base.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Ace of Base and Spice Girls.
Okay.
I think I had one of those things that it says you can get 10 albums for a penny, right? So I just went behind my parents' back and bought them, and it ended up costing them like $100. My dad was so mad.
Yeah, because they
yeah.
They just send you random shit, right? I did the same thing. So it's like, and you got to pay full price for that random piece of shit album they just sent you.
And I think I had Selena, I had Brandy, and what was the name of the band that Beyonce was in at the beginning? Her little band.
Right.
Yeah. I can't remember the name of them.
Oh Lord, I can't either. Somebody
the name escapes me. The chat will tell us.
The chat will reveal all. We know this, right? The wisdom of the chat.
Yeah.
Destiny's Child. Check your logic, of course.
Destiny's Child. There you go.
Salute to the Spurs.
Yeah.
That's right. So who's your go-to music?
Country.
Okay. Anybody in specific? Any specific song?
Miranda Lambert. Pretty much all of her music.
Okay.
But also Amy Winehouse.
Ooh. Yeah.
Yep.
That's
so. I like soul music.
Yeah. She's like the Billie Holiday of that generation, I think.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm into some music. I love me some good music. All right, so high school. What happens? High school and afterwards. Let's get into that part of your life.
Okay. All right. So in high school, I started selling drugs. It makes you instantly popular.
Yeah.
I also had a lot of money to buy other drugs and beer and whatnot. So ended up hanging out with this crowd, and we all sold something different so that we didn't step on each other's toes. And then I ended up having a falling out with them because one of the guys stole a bale of weed and blamed it on me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that was probably 18.
Yeah, that's a different kind of hassle.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Exactly. But by that time, I had already met my first love, and that's when shit got weird.
Well, let's go ahead and talk about relationships and family life and all that stuff, okay?
Uh-huh.
Yeah?
I'm down.
Your first love?
Mm-hmm. So I was actually... my parents, because I got arrested while stealing... I was stealing cigarettes and caffeine pills to sell when I was about 16, 17. And so my parents sent me to a summer school type thing, and it was at a college, and I met this kid who had just gotten out of juvie, and he bummed a cigarette off of me. And you ever meet someone, you're like, wow, this person's gonna have an impact on my life? Well, that was this kid, but I dated him for about 3 weeks, and then he went back to jail. But I still needed weed, and my friends weren't talking to me. So I ended up buying weed off him, and we kind of like fell in love. And we were together for about 3 years, moved in together along with the best friend, his brother, a couple of runaways, couple of older people. That just needed there was about 10 of us.
Yeah, like a hostel or something, right?
Yeah, it was kind of a flop house.
Right. So got any kids from that, or what? So I guess roll the. Is there anybody next, or?
Oh, there was several
yeah.
people in and out. You know, just like I said, my ex-girlfriend. I was with her for almost 3 years. That was after him.
Oh yeah. What's your type with women?
Say that again.
What's your type with women?
Short, brunette, athletic build.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just all visual stuff. What about personality?
Oh, well, she was Puerto Rican, so loud in your face.
Yeah.
Definitely, I need somebody who can handle me, and I can handle them. We can fight, and you know what I mean.
Right.
The best sex is makeup sex, so.
You're definitely wired in a specific way. I can tell.
I am.
Yeah.
I am.
I dig it, man. You know, it's like I've hung out with people like you my whole life. So.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
It's like I totally get you.
Yep.
So, all right. What about So, talk about your current situation and how you got there, and what's it like?
So I actually went to rehab, and when I got out, I immediately started like just drinking hardcore, and I was at a bar, and I was hanging out with a couple of homeless guys. Got some money from selling some stuff, and I was just like, well, I was walking down the road, right, and I spilled my money everywhere. And this guy helped me pick up all my money, and once I counted it and walked away, I realized he didn't steal any of it. So I was like, let me buy you lunch. You know what I mean? We ended up drinking and whatnot. It's totally wasted, and they were trying to convince me to go somewhere. And then I ran into somebody from my childhood, from when I was 10. And he said my actual name. He was like, is that you? I was like, holy crap, Mike, is that you? Like, and he ended up taking me home and keeping me safe, and we actually got engaged We were together for 2 years, and then he fell back into his addiction, and I did not. And I ended up finding another guy, which was not good, and ended up getting pregnant. Yeah.
So what happened after that?
So, and this is like a thing that's pretty near and dear to my heart. I wanted an abortion because I knew this guy was bad news, and he literally wouldn't let me. He basically almost kidnapped me until I was 4 months pregnant, because that was my personal cutoff. Took the change out of my pocket, wouldn't let me talk to my parents unless he was in the room, all that sort of jazz, right? And I ended up having the baby and just kind of faking it until I made it, because he actually went to prison. And I knew he was going back to prison. I'm like, no, I'll be here for you. And he was very abusive. And as soon as he was gone, my dad got me my own place, got me a computer so I could start a new job, find a new job, and just started raising my baby on my own. Yep.
And that's where we're at today?
No, so when she was about 2 years old, I met my now husband.
Okay. And how old is she now?
Yeah. She is 12.
So
she will be turning 12 on the 25th of November.
So you guys have been together how long?
9 years. 10 years.
How long, how did you meet?
Well, it's actually kind of funny. So we met at a bar, and I was actually dating another guy I was trying to get rid of, right? And my best one, I'm going to go back to kind of the guy that I met at the college. His sister invited me up to a baby shower. And I was like, okay, this girl was literally a hooker in Tucson. And she ended up finding herself a tall, handsome, funny engineer. And I was like, if she can do it, I can do it. And I'm going to go to this baby shower, and I'm going to meet me one of those too. I didn't know that engineers were slightly autistic. So it didn't work out with any of them there, but I went out with my cousin, the one that I used to make out with, not my real cousin.
Right.
Just saying that. And I ended up meeting a guy, and he happened to be a tall, handsome engineer. He wouldn't tell me what he did for a living, though, for about 2 weeks. He told me he was an ass model.
I already like him. That's funny as hell.
I mean, he didn't want me to be into him for his money or anything like that. And eventually I was like, look, you got to tell me what you do, because I've been with some really bad dudes. I just want to know if you have your own car and a place that you work.
And not addicted to heroin, right?
And not addicted to heroin, exactly.
And no heroin.
And I actually... I
heroin's a deal breaker.
Exactly.
I'm sorry I'm messing with you, man. Right.
No, it's totally fine. It's totally fine, because it's true.
Right.
And so I told him, when I first met him, I was like, I've met guys like you. And he's like, what do you mean? I was like, let me guess. You have a nice house, but you live there alone. You have a great job, but you want to leave it. And you're a good kisser, but you're bad in bed. And he said, well, you're right about one thing. And I said, what? And he's like, I'm a good kisser. And I said, prove it. And he kissed me. Nowadays, that wouldn't go over well. But it was sparks for me and him. So.
Right.
Yeah. Now, if you try to kiss a girl in a bar, you'll probably get a sexual harassment suit.
Well, yeah.
Or slapped.
I don't know. Well, if the girl initiates it, though, I mean, I don't know. You can still probably...
I did dare him.
Yeah.
I mean, I basically did dare him, so...
Yeah. Well, man, I think the emotional impact of just a really passionate kiss is a really fascinating thing, and it can be real. I don't know. It can be a game changer, right? It's just it depends on who and how.
Yeah.
And yeah, Gamer Villain, greetings. I see you out there in the chat. That's right. I got your fam up here.
Hey, Miss Gamer.
She jamming. And you are now wrenched, so I apologize for that. I thought I wrenched you last week. But no. All right.
She texted me yesterday. She's like, you have this interview tomorrow, right? I'm like, oh yeah, thank you for
Right. It's like, yeah, that's why I usually try to hit the people up like Wednesday so I can get in the negotiation process of,
Gamer is my adult in the room.
I've only had 2 people have to change or so people have been great about this. This show is what I call my flagship. So this is my favorite thing to do. So we were let's kind of shift gears here and get into what you're into. So horror movies. What's your favorite horror film?
I hate horror movies.
Yeah?
I have very vivid dreams. So if I watch a horror film, specifically if it is zombies, I won't be able to sleep.
Yeah.
And I have very bad insomnia as it is. So I just don't even watch them. Right.
What about clowns?
I'm okay with clowns.
Okay. You said something about circus music earlier. I'm like, oh, I wonder if you're a clown phobe.
No, I just don't like circus music. Like, come on.
Yeah, you can put better music to that shit, right? I think that's why Cirque du Soleil, figured that out. It's like,
yeah, they did.
So you're not into sci-fi or anything. Tell me what are you queer about?
Okay, so I do love reading. Well, I don't really read them now because it's just easier to listen on tape, or not on tape. Jesus, how old am I? Audiobooks. I love futuristic stuff. I love dystopian novels of just about any sort. I don't even care if it involves aliens. I don't care if it involves a pandemic or a nuclear you know what I mean? Anything like that. I love dystopian books, basically.
Well, it's interesting how it crept into the zeitgeist as it has.
Oh yeah.
10 years ago, The Walking Dead's been on for 10 years. So 10 years ago, we started gravitating towards this kind of this end game scenario thing.
And that's why I love it. Because I love what people would do in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it actually helps me in the long run, just in case we do have a shit hits the fan scenario.
Right. You want to talk about that for a little bit? Like, what kind of, what drew you towards, running towards the gunfire instead of running away from it, right?
And that's definitely me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's kind of what you do when you go to these things and you film, especially, since Antifa figured that they can actually get, fingered, they're on camera now. It was really funny because like the first 3 months I'm talking to my wife, I'm saying these dumbasses don't even realize that they're filming everything they're doing. In-game scenario thing.
Precisely.
When was the first time you decided to go out, and what was the scariest that's ever been for you?
So the first time I decided to go out, I can't actually remember. I'd have to look back through, my archives and see when I actually went out the first time. But the scariest was probably the first 2 days after the George Floyd thing. I got hit with a rubber bullet on the first day in my boot. God, I have great combat boots.
Right. Some docs. You got you some docs there? Doc Martens?
No, it's boots that I found off the internet on Amazon.
Oh, okay.
I fucking love them. They're the most comfortable things in the world, and I'm actually on my 3rd pair.
Nice.
Because I wear them out so much. Yeah, I even wear them during the summer.
So you were marching in solidarity with the BLM people, and what happened? What exactly went on with that?
So essentially, there was a big thing downtown, and yes, I did dress up as Antifa because if you go in there looking like, looking like you're a reporter, they're gonna fucking beat your ass. So I even administered help to some of them, and it was pretty intense. And the second day, my cameraman got hit in the face with pepper balls from the police. To be fair, though, he looks like Antifa.
Right.
He looked like Antifa, and he had his skateboard with him, so I probably would have shot him in the face too.
Well, and what they're doing now is like they're literally like just identifying themselves as press and fucking medical, right? Just to try to get by the deal. It's like, I don't know. It's really disturbing the lengths these people are going to just to. I mean, I don't know. I used to like argue with people, and that was it. Back in my day, it was like arguing with skinheads and shit, and we just stand out there and argue, and
it didn't come to fisticuffs or anything like that.
No, never. But they did. I held a show at this place, and they did like bring in people from Atlanta and fuck the floor up. So anyway, and the bathroom, it's assholes. But he's right, exactly. That's how I honed my arguing skills. Was arguing with those guys.
I like being in the middle of it. I don't know what it is about me. I like being in the middle of the shit. When the flashbangs were going off and these little girls would get all scared, I just look at them and say, "You haven't been to a riot before? What's wrong with you? It's a fucking flashbang. It's like 30 feet away."
Yeah.
So that was interesting. That was very interesting.
Let me say hey to Freedom, my man. I've known this dude since, my day one on this other thing. So, hey, dude, peace. Have you met Freedom yet?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Dangerous
He's
Freedom?
in my chat all the time.
Freedom.
He's one of my regulars, too.
That's
How
right.
you doing, bro?
That's right. Cool deal. So, all right, boom. So we've been talking about the whole danger element. What do you think's going on? Give me your opinion about what we're gonna, how the next year's gonna unfold. Like 2020's been a dizzy
shit show. Yeah. So it really depends on who ultimately ends up winning. And right now we're all just in a kind of wait and see game. If Trump wins, I think we'll see a lot of the same, only harder maybe. And if Biden wins, I feel like we'll see a calming down of things, but the culture war will be more intense. And once more people's freedoms get taken away, you will see patriots en masse out there all the time. We will not riot, but we will protest daily.
So you don't think
so,
it's going to get hot?
oh no, it's gonna get hot. It'll get hot, but it's going to be street skirmishes. It's going to be more of what we saw Antifa straight shooting a guy. I think that's happened twice now.
Right.
So yeah, it will get hot. It will get hot. Do I think there? And I think also, no matter who wins, we will see a mass tragedy. It's only a matter of time before some wackadoo Antifa member gets his hands on a gun that can cause mass, tragedy and open fire on a peaceful Trump supporting crowd. And I think that will be the one that really just leads us over the edge.
Right.
I do think that's going to happen. You can write it down as a prediction. I hope it doesn't happen, but I think that's what's going to happen.
No, the trajectory is obvious. I think, a lot of us can see it going that way. Because we've been in what I would call a cold cyber war for at least 3 or 4 years, 5 years, maybe before the end of Obama's second term. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's when it started ramping up pretty hard for me.
Well, that's when I switched from being a Democrat to, I guess I went Democrat, Libertarian, more Republican now.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I'm still more on the Libertarian side.
Right.
But it was the second half of his second term that I was like, something's not fucking right here. Just so happened that's about the time I ended up sobering up.
Right.
Yeah. So my eyes were not cloudy anymore, and I could actually see what's going on.
Yeah, and I don't know. It's today's date is the 22nd of November, 2020. If you're listening to a recording of this. And we're in a weird place. So, I know you spend a lot of time documenting, activity, protests, against, so you've got your fingers on the pulse of the country right now.
I've gone undercover as Antifa several times.
Mm-hmm.
And I've heard their plans and what their mission statement and what they want to do and how they want to do it. And they're not joking around. I mean, a lot of people are like, "Oh, they're LARPing."
Did you see what Millennial Millie put up there with the sunriseexposed.com?
I don't think I've seen that
Oh
yet.
my God! It's hours of Zoom calls of people, as people committing sedition at best, and planning a coup. I don't know. That's conspiracy, right?
Right.
Just out in the open, government workers and shit. It's all this stuff documented. Crazy.
And there was a BLM Zoom call on Saturday, and I won't say who, but somebody related to the chat. I was like, hey, maybe this person should try to get into the Zoom call and see what's going on. We'll probably look into that later and see if we can't. I don't want to give away all my plans.
Okay. I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. So we're kind of at the point, let's see, let me make sure I got my ducks in a row here. All right. What about anime? Yes or no?
No. I'm not. Forgive me, Ghastly. I'm not into cartoons. But I will watch Ghastly in Fright Supremacy just because I am a fan. That's probably. I like watching South Park. I used to like watching Family Guy. Till they went all lefty on us. That's about it.
Yeah, well, yeah. Gulf City is where I met Freedom, I think, and Jack T. Ripper with the. I would, anyway. That's
Yeah.
that's a story on its own. On its own. All right. All right. So talking about questions about you, it's like, do you have any scars, tattoos?
Oh, I have tons of scars. And it all seems to be on the left side of my body for some reason.
Mm.
Like I've had a stroke and just fallen all over myself. I don't know what it is.
What about piercings or tattoos?
Yeah, so I have double piercings in my ears and one on the cartilage, and then I have 2 tattoos. One for my brothers that passed away on my neck. It's an infinity sign, and then I have a Libra sign. It's a tramp stamp.
Okay.
And I knew it was going to be a tramp stamp, but I was okay with that. And then I'm actually looking into getting either an American flag type thing or a Proud Boys Girls tattoo.
Well, what do you think would be a tattoo that would kind of like explain you in like one gaze?
So it would be the one that I'm looking at getting, which would be the Proud Boys Girls tattoo with the American flag behind it.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So in 40 years, what do you think people will be nostalgic for?
Damn, dude. Ugh. I mean, like, you even bring up MySpace to my generation. We're like, remember the days?
Yes. Sparkles.
Do you remember Nintendo? And, in 40 years? Oof.
Yeah.
Gosh. I don't even know if I want to be alive in 40 years. I don't know if I want to see all that future.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a dystopian nightmare.
Right. So
Yeah.
maybe people will be
So
nostalgic for freedom. Right? Yeah, get
freedom.
in your pod, eat your bugs, and shut the fuck up.
My mom used to just be able to go to a bar without giving her papers. Yeah.
Exactly. All right, so what's the
By
most...
the way,
Go ahead.
I have to say this. Really funny that during the shutdown here in Arizona, we could not go to a bar legally. Could not go to a bar. But I could go buy weed, and there was a cop sitting outside of it. Fucking blew my mind.
That's crazy. Hey, Becca Fairley in the audience there.
Hey, girl. Hey.
Marson Johnson, greetings. Just trying to say hey to people. If I miss you, you know what? You're fam. Please don't be offended.
We know you all.
That's right. All right, so what's the most useless talent you have? That's where I am. That's where I am.
Useless talent. I would say I can do impressions, but like only 2 or 3 of them.
Well, what's
That's pretty.
do your best. Let's hear it.
All right, if you guys can do this one. Screw you guys, I'm going home. Mom, I want cheesy puffs.
You do that better than Trippy does.
So there's that one, and then let's see if you guys can remember this one.
Hello, you sexy man, you.
That would be Miss Swan from Mad TV.
Yes. Yo, Miss Swan. Let's see. Okay. If you could know the absolute and total truth to one question, what question would that be?
Does God exist?
Good question. If you could go back in time and spend a week with anyone, who would it be and why?
Hands down, Janis Joplin.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, Gamer Flame.
She looked like a man.
Janis Joplin, for sure. I want to party with her. Because if I go and party with her, that also means that I get to party with Jimi Hendrix and all the guys.
Jim Morrison.
Mm-hmm.
Have you read No One Here Gets Out Alive?
Yeah.
That's a great book, isn't it?
I've only read part of it, but yeah, it's.
Oh, dude, some of those Hammer of the Gods, all those books are great. Great rock band stuff. Yeah, the Doors. That's what No One Here Gets Out Alive is. Jim Morrison's, because he did something horrible to Janis Joplin. I heard about that. And it upset her. It really fucked with her, you know.
Yeah.
Because he could be a cruel person. Anyhow, let's see. All right, what's the weirdest thing that you've seen in somebody else's home?
The weirdest thing I've seen in somebody else's home?
Yeah.
A meth bong.
Okay.
That was pretty weird.
I bet it was. And I bet that was a weird night. What
was a weird night?
What is your spirit animal?
So for all my cool cats and kittens out there, it would probably be like a tiger or a lion. Yeah, like I'm a cat, but I'm also kind of ferocious. So it would be a big cat, I guess.
All right, that's bad. I like it. So, all right, this is the point. Everybody knows knows the show, knows that we do what I call the Lipton questions. There was a guy named James Lipton who used to do a show called Inside the Actor Studio on PBS.
Mm-hmm.
And it would be real in-depth stuff. But he would always ask the actors this set of questions, and it's kind of like a rapid-fire thing. So we're going to do them, all right? He passed away earlier this year, not of the coof, by the way. Right? So this is kind of my homage to him. So, all right, what is your favorite word?
Did you hear me?
No.
Cunt.
Okay, what's your least favorite word?
For some reason, I hate the word glad.
Okay.
I don't like it.
Just looks weird. What turns you on creatively, spiritually, or emotionally?
Music. Definitely music. And politics, honestly.
What turns you off?
Sissy boys.
Oh, nice. Not a fan of the soy. What's your favorite curse word?
Hunt, again.
Okay. What noise?
I just really like that word.
What sound or noise do you love?
Like a river.
Nice.
Or rain, or the ocean, and any kind of water sound.
What sound or noise do you hate?
People chewing.
Is it like you ever heard like that?
Yeah,
like
I hate people
like
chewing.
a cat eating. You know?
I can barely watch Sinatra says his things on Amberlyn Reed because of the chewing noises. I have to skip through it.
No doubt. So what profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
Okay, so it kind of is mine, but not. If I could go back to school, I would go for journalism and poli-science.
Be a political correspondent.
So, yeah, like to be a legitimate journalist would be cool. I
think you just keep doing what you're doing. I think you're already one, to be honest. That's my classification of it.
And I don't have to pay any student loan debt.
Exactly, and you're not plagiarizing anybody. So you're even better You're even better than half of fucking people out there.
And I'm not fake news.
Exactly. What profession would you not like to do?
Janitor. I hate cleaning.
All right, so if heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say to you when you arrive at the pearly gates?
You are forgiven.
Nice.
You are forgiven for all of your sin.
My mama used to say, "I'm a just man falls 7 times a day." So, you know what I'm saying? I guess it was.
Yep.
She was just a sexist, you know. Mama, I love Mama. All right, all right, chat. So you know what it is. It's your time to queue up the questions. Make sure you put some multiple question marks in there, so I'll be able to spot them in the chat ski over here. But yeah, so it's time to ask Juan what you want to. Let's see. And while we do that, I'm going to ask you a weird question. I got a couple of weird questions I'm going to ask you.
Ahead.
Let's see. How many chickens would it take to kill an elephant?
Oh, probably 300.
Okay. I told you it was a weird question. Would you rather have a third eye or a third arm?
Third arm.
Nice. Whose parents?
Do more stuff.
So whose parents do you wish you had had?
Jesus. Jeez. Parents I wish that I had had.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, dude. Mine are pretty fucking fantastic.
Right? Could you go?
Yeah, that's a hard one.
Could you go a week without your smartphone?
No. That's
All right.
my way of making a living.
All right, so Becca throws out the first question, I believe. Are any odd collections you collect?
Yes. So my dad collected porcelain dolls from all over the world for me. And then my grandmother used to give me those Barbie dolls in the holiday boxes.
Uh-huh.
And then also my dad has given me a collection of snow globes from all over the world. So those are my collections.
Nifty. So let's see. Dangerous Fleet wants to know, Blondie, do you think Arizona flipped blue?
Corruption, deceit, lies, cheating.
Yeah. So why the name bluntly Blondie?
Because I'm pretty fucking blunt, and I'm
Doesn't
blonde.
involve blunts?
It is actually a double meaning. Yes, it is. I do like my weed.
Yeah. Let's see. All right. What's your favorite alcoholic beverage, hard or soft?
Beer. It
Okay.
doesn't give me a hangover. However, if I do drink liquor, I like peanut butter whiskey, Screwball specifically.
I classify beer as like fuel.
Yeah,
Back in
it's
the
just-
days when I was in the band, yeah. Talk about it.
Yeah, it's like my coffee.
Indeed.
I mean, I try not to drink it for breakfast, but... Here to bear, my voice does sound off because I've been yelling and screaming downtown for about a week, and when I'm out there, I'm constantly smoking cigarettes because I'm outside.
So what's going on in Arizona with the vote thing?
So, as far as I know, it's kind of been conceded to Joe Biden, unfortunately.
Right.
And maybe if Six Deep is still in the chat, or Gamer Valine, they might be able to correct me or add some insight to that. But as far as I can tell, it's kind of been conceded, unfortunately.
Sure is interesting with all this information about the domain software and the kind of the Alex Jones like aspect that the way shit is right now. It's just really strange. We are living in interesting times. The old Chinese
I
curse.
love Alex.
Yeah.
Alex was actually the first person who turned me on to politics, I guess you would say. So
Yeah.
my husband was kind of Republican, not really into it, you know. And I was at home all day just watching the news. And he would come home and I'd be like, oh, this and this happened. But I was a lefty. And he'd kind of argue with me, not like fighting, but argue with me. And so I decided to go ahead and research some facts and get to know his side of things so that I could fight better, because I like to win.
Right.
And I ended up kind of I ended up red pilling myself pretty hardcore. And Alex was part of that. And you got to take the things he says with a grain of salt, but he's right like 80% of the time.
I told you back in the day, everything that I was telling you was honest and truthful, but nobody listened to me.
That was actually a great impression.
Just I sent around. I actually have a character called Shit-Faced Alex Jones. Spells his name different, but yeah. So I'm going to resurrect and upload the 10-minute things with that. So I'll be doing commentary as Shit-Faced Alex Jones from a. See, the deal is he's from another dimension, so it's Alex Jones from another world where he grew up in Alabama, and
I love it.
and doesn't have a media empire, right? So
I love it.
yeah. It used to be a thing. I used to do it, and I don't know, some drama shit happened, and I dropped it and everything. Avoid drama. That's my recommendation. All right, so we're kind of back at the YouTube. Speaking of drama, oh man, you were like calling out what's his name? Fucking Baked Alaska.
Oh, good God. Oh.
I was watching that this morning.
You were watching Baked?
I was watching you telling the people don't go over there.
Oh, okay. You were watching me. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know Baked personally. He's a different guy behind, like when the camera's off, but
Right.
I don't agree. And I've told him this to his face. Like, I don't agree with the way that he goes about getting clicks, views, likes, money, whatever. He's a shit starter. It's what he does.
Mm.
And people pay him to be a shit starter. So, I mean, I guess if it's working for him, capitalism, bro, you know?
Right on.
But I don't agree with it, but I don't wish him ill will or anything like that.
I understand. Who would you say is a criminally undersubscribed YouTuber in this corner of YouTube? Who do you want to promote?
So this is kind of selfish in a way too. You guys definitely go check out Six Deep with Piss and Chris. They have the best equipment. You kind of did things oppositely, right? I grew my channel on really shitty technology, and they got the really good technology, and they're just now growing their channel.
I'm
and I've been on it
jealous of
several
that board.
times. I know, right?
Yeah, they got about $2,000 worth of shit up. I mean, just
Dude,
from what
I know,
can see,
it's
besides
so good.
not counting the laptops. So it's some good
Right.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, so, and I do believe that they will grow and become something great, and we're kind of partnering together. And then the other person would be Gamer Valine.
Of course.
If you're not subscribed, she has some great fucking takes on thing, and she's smart as a whip.
She was awesome too last week. We had a good time.
Yeah, I'm the dumb blonde to her smarty pants. She's my adult in the room.
Don't sell yourself short though. Yeah.
I mean, she starts in on stuff, and I'm like, yeah, sure.
Let's see. All right, what about YouTubers that are overhyped? Who would you say is somebody you just don't understand? You don't get the appeal, popularity.
IRATE Alex. I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding. No, I love the bear. Jeez. Like anybody who does mukbangs. Literally anybody who eats in front of a camera. I don't get it. I don't like it. I don't like the way it sounds. I just nope. Nope.
Right. Yeah, you don't see
Not
people sitting on the toilet in front of a camera. Right?
Jesus Christ. You know, some people pay good money for that shit though.
I didn't even think of that.
Oh
Lord.
My new puppy pissed on my daughter today while she was holding him.
Oh.
And I could not help myself. And she's like, he peed all over me.
Is it like a little fat-bellied little puppy, or is it bigger?
It's a Labradoodle. I did not consent to getting this dog. I will have you all know, but I got them to name him Milo, after the one and only Milo Yiannopoulos. But my daughter, she's 12, right? But she's used to my dirty mouth. It mostly goes over her head. It pissed on her. She's like, ew, he pissed on me. And out of my mouth just flew. Some people pay good money for that, Gwen.
Oh my God. That's great. So what do you think will finally break the internet?
Break the internet or make the internet? Because I think that I mean, other than like nuclear war, I think that we are going to make the internet. Channels like yours, channels like mine. Fox News is out. CNN's been out. MSNBC, who the fuck are they? Nobody's watching these people. I think we're actually going to make the internet. But if I could say what would break the internet, maybe just all the censorship. People will stop watching. There's people that I miss on YouTube, and I'm so close to getting off of it. But there's my favorites, like you guys, Sinatra, AAA. But, you know, AIU is gone, Vincent James is gone, James Alsop is gone, John Doyle almost got canceled. Like, I don't get the same kind of content that I used to.
Right.
So, I know that's more YouTube stuff, but the more fake news that we get, the more people are going to be signing off and going to other places, which is still the internet, I guess. So, that's a complicated question. I'm all Tim Pool over here. It's complicated.
Right on. So, all right. So, you kind of alluded to some stuff, but do you have anything that you're willing to announce coming up?
So yeah, look for more of my videos. I will be going out to more protests. I'm going to be collaborating with Six Deep, with Piss and Chris. Don't get all uppity about their names, because I know that you guys used to watch a little podcast called the Ghost Poo Podcast. Okay. And that's pretty much it. And more, I wouldn't say more personal stuff coming out, but more of me in front of the camera and behind the camera as I get better equipment, thanks to your guys' donations.
Indeed. Let's see. So, well, all right. So we're really kind of at the end of the road here, and this is where it's traditional for you to show your channel. I got the links in the description for your Twitter and your YouTube. Do you do a Twitch thing?
I do not, but I am going to be setting one up.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
if there's anything
and I
else I need to
also-
add, tell me, and I'll just DM it to me, and I'll add it on here.
I don't have anything yet. I do sometimes put my better stuff up on BitChute, but it's mostly YouTube and Twitter. So Bluntly Blondie, obviously, on YouTube.
That's right.
And then my Twitter is backwards. So it's Blondie_Bluntly.
Yep.
And that's where you can, and my DMs are open. You guys can talk to me. If you're annoying, I'll mute you, but whatever. I haven't had to do that yet. So
Right.
and not only that, but I've been networking with a whole lot of people lately, some bigger names. So hopefully in the near future, this is my hope in the next year, is that I will be on some bigger featured shows.
Got to start somewhere, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of what I'm doing with the ladder thing, right? I've got like a HVT list, a high value target list, and slowly but surely I'm ticking them off. So
You're getting there, dude.
just keep doing it. That's my advice to anybody doing this shit. Just don't stop doing it, no matter what. Even if you have surgery, you know.
Yep.
So, and on that, we'll hop back in this here room, and I don't know. I do need to say, all right. So tonight I'm going to be on Becca's channel with Moonshock and your boy Pat. I guess we're going to solve all the world's problems. Either that, or we'll talk about dicks a lot or something. Then next week in this here chair on the ice cream interviews, going to be Gemini. Yeah, that Gemini from the white YouTuber in Gemini days when they were horrible people.
Nice.
They're still horrible people, and in a good way. And then the week after that, it's going to be since I hit 1K. I told a lot of people a long time ago that I would do ice cream with Uzi, my wife, Uzi Q, and so she's going to be in the chair here. That should be interesting, because you know, yeah, especially if she gets a little strawberry daiquiri in her, she might. Yeah, no, she's that.
She might leak some stuff.
Yeah, she's an amateur when it comes to alcohol. You know what I'm saying? I just
Yeah.
I've seen her waste so much. That's alcohol abuse, right? Pouring it out. But all right, so yeah, tomorrow Beck and I will be going over. The show's going to be a little bit longer tomorrow. Extra credit, and it's called "More Dangerous Than War." Is actually the name of it, but I had to. But no, the real name is "More Deadly Than War," but I had to change it to "More Dangerous Than War" to get the monetization on it. Yeah, that's some crazy shit. I mean,
we have to change a lot of our stuff to a lot of our names to get any kind of traction.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
And so and that's going to be a guy named G. William Griffith talking about communism and it's really eerie because this thing was cut in 1969. And it was like it was recorded yesterday, but it explains everything that's happening right now. So yeah, this is almost the exact same kind of shit happened during 1968. It's a really weird parallel, and I hope the hell that we get out of this. Anyway, I'm done talking. Say goodbye, my lovely guest. She has been.
Goodbye, all you lovely people.
She's been incredible.
Thank you so much for stopping by.
And on that note, we're out.
Bye, guys.